It's your boy T.
Yo, it's Whit.
And this is the 41st episode
Of the Butterland Podcast.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Got some energy, I feel like. Midday, Sunday. Normally we'll be trying to do
What
something
else?
else. Normally we'll be trying to do something else right now, but you know.
What else though? It's your birthday week.
It is my birthday week. I'm about to be the big 3-1. Man, I feel like, you know, for my age, I used to think 31 was old.
I was just gonna say that, you know, back in the day when we were younger, we used to think like being 30 was old. But honestly, I don't even feel old.
Now I feel like 31 is so young.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we got like our whole like life ahead of us.
I was just gonna say like stuff to accomplish.
I know, and now I see why. Like, I used to think people that was getting older was like more sad about life, but nah, it's so much to still do. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you can start a whole new career now at like 45.
Yeah.
And still work for 20, 30 years if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel good. Birthday week this week. Went out over the weekend.
Are we the only people that like take our birthdays so serious?
I don't know, but we be taking them. We take
Like-
it serious. I feel like for me, it's the only chance I get to like spoil
Yourself.
myself. Pause. Is that a pause?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the only chance I get to spoil myself. Like Father's Day, it's about me, but it ain't really about me.
It's your kids like
Yeah, it's the kids getting
celebrating you, but
Mother's Day is way better. Father's Day, restaurants be empty. Mother's Day, they be packed.
don't try to downplay Father's Day.
No, y'all don't play Father's Day, not me. I'm like, at this point, I'm gonna talk to my kids about my Father's Day gift for next year. Yeah. I think Mom definitely gets better gifts than me.
I was just gonna say, I don't think you should technically blame them. It should probably be the mom.
Why you didn't take them to give me something?
You told me you didn't want anything.
That's the biggest.
No, I did get you something. Don't do that.
What?
It was probably not what you wanted. Wait, what did you get this
I was gonna say, I'm trying not to make you look a certain way on here. You know, I'm trying to save you. Whitney be getting hooked up for Mother's Day too. Whitney be getting hooked up
But
for Mother's Day. She be getting hooked up for her birthday. I feel like your life is just hooked up. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't take care of your man like that?
I do. Don't say I don't.
Why you don't take care of your man?
I do other stuff. Household things. I keep our household together.
What's up with the gift stuff?
Materialistic
See,
things.
y'all know what it is.
No, materialistic things isn't all about you. You don't really care for it.
I don't, but I still want it. And
No, you did. You got the shades. A few shades.
oh yeah, I got a couple.
See.
They make the same price as your shades.
That's okay. You wanted them. That's your fault.
Alright. But I would have bought those regardless, even if it wasn't Father's Day. But look, let me tell y'all, Whitney for so long been getting away with, you know what I'm saying? She come smile at me, wink at me, put something on me, and then that's all she gotta give me. She don't even gotta work for she don't gotta give me no real gift.
That is the gift.
That's
The
what
prized possession.
Hey, we like what, 12 years in?
Yeah.
You might have to, you know what I'm saying? Might have to bring something else with it, little gift card or something. But I'm chilling though. I'm happy. I don't need gifts. Happy to make it another year on Earth. A lot of people don't be making it these days. I'm definitely gonna get healthier this year.
I think we say that every year, but
We do, but I mean it this time. 31, I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna get healthy for 31.
that's what.
Because I'm starting to look every time, right? We've been shooting a lot of content lately. Because, you know, I'm trying to spread the message, get the brand out there, all of that. I'm fat. I got you know, with like certain angles, when I gotta start standing a certain way, I'm getting fat. So at 31, I'm gonna get healthy.
That's That's what I like to hear.
I'm looking for a trainer out there. If anybody know a good trainer.
For the both of us.
If anybody know a good trainer for both of us.
I know how to hide all of this.
Whitney straight, but at least for me.
See,
she's still sexy.
No, why you not keeping it real?
You is still sexy.
But you talking about my little mama pouch, gut, whatever, all the time.
I like that though.
Okay. I thought we was keeping it real.
I do like it. Now, I have, I have seen some women with the new abs. I don't know if they really getting them or if they getting them put in. But
I gotta be real.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at the abs either, but I like the mama pouch. I do like that.
No, you don't.
But yeah, we looking for a trainer. I need a 2-for-1 special.
That's the problem.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
That's
I need a 2-for-1 for both of us. Or, we could work out some type of promotion, some type of exchange. We got nice clothes, we can figure something out. So just hit us up. You're a trainer out there. Let's see if we can work something out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think for the exchange, I need to see progression.
You actually got to go though. Whitney might stop after the first 2 sessions anyway.
I don't do well with working out.
I know.
But I need to.
I heard the trick is that you really only got to work out long enough for the Instagram, TikTok clip, and then just go get surgery. Just work out for 2 minutes and then, what I'm saying?
Would you let me do that?
What?
Get the surgery?
I don't know. With the butt? The fake butts don't look bad.
I mean, yeah, it can't be too big because it just wouldn't match me.
My perspective on surgery is as long as you're not doing it because you don't love yourself, then get it. Now, if you're doing it because you think you don't love how God made you, then you shouldn't get it. But
I feel like when girls do get surgeries, because it's not like they don't love themselves, but they don't like the way they look, Yeah.
But I don't have no problem with it because people change the way they look all the time. And for the people that's surgery is some people act like surgery is a sin or something, but they don't care when you wear makeup or a wig. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe because it's you're injecting something into your body.
If I was fat and I had to have surgery to save my life, I would get it. So, surgery is surgery. But yeah, as long as you don't hate yourself, I don't see no problem with it. These new fake butts is crazy. I'm gonna walk. If I don't get healthy this year, by 33, I'm gonna start checking out some doctors and see what I can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm all for surgery. I got a few.
That was a joke.
No, just playing. I don't have a few.
What you did? I thought you was going there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the plan this year. Birthday.
Fitness.
Get in shape. Love my kids. Double my income, hopefully.
I like that.
That's the goal. Should we do tea start of the week? It's been a long time.
I say you do it. Let them out. I know you got a few in your dome sitting.
I be having a lot. It's been what? When's the last time we did a podcast? 6 months ago?
6 months, yeah.
Where we been? We broke up for 5 months, and then Whitney just asked me back out last week.
See, now that's how rumors get started.
So now we back together. So if y'all see me wilding a couple months ago, out somewhere,
No, I think a lot has happened, literally the last few months. So we kind of put the podcast at the bottom of the totem pole.
I would say that's true.
Which now we realize that
was a mistake.
Yeah, we missed the pod.
We do. I missed the pod because this is the thing I like to do. I like to talk. And I feel like everything we started as far as our stuff came out of the podcast. So we kind of started our clothing brand after the podcast. And that kind of took off more than the podcast.
Right.
But
we want to put the podcast back to number one.
Exactly. Because especially with the way the world is going, I feel like you just need content out there in the world. Like people could buy a shirt, but stop wearing it a few months later.
Yeah.
All the content you create and your thoughts and all that stuff, you put it out in the world and it'll last forever for the most part. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
and we own all of this.
I know I done said some crazy stuff. This is the 41st episode, and I was thinking, I'm like, man, the first 20, I was probably saying some crazy stuff. That was in the middle of quarantine.
So
we didn't know if the world was gonna make it. We was definitely talking crazy, probably. But yeah, I think the podcast, and that's why like I be encouraging everybody like to do content, because that's the only thing that's really you can own it, and it can last as long as you want it to. You can reuse it too.
It's a good and bad thing because a lot of people don't like content either because, you know, they say like you shouldn't put your whole life and whatever out there, but
yeah, we kind of passed that point already.
Yeah,
we out there. So if y'all gonna cancel us, do it. Like, let's do it now before we keep
bigger.
What else? But yeah, I missed the podcast. It's been 6 months. We got to get used to talking again.
Yeah. I mean, for the last few weeks, maybe a month or two, T has been saying that we should be starting back up, but it was me kind of
Whitney don't
holding us back as usual.
Whitney like to see real money in her face. She don't want. I be trying to paint the vision like, yeah, you do it for free now, 5 years from now, but she don't always want to hear the vision. She like to see it like up front.
Yeah. But I guess that's something I gotta work with.
Yeah, I'm working on. But yeah, gotta get used to doing this again. I feel like give us, our loyal listeners, give us like 2-3 episodes and we back to
normal.
We back to normal.
Yeah.
We back to normal. Just gotta catch the groove, you know. So yeah, that's where last 6 months, a couple people got married. My best friend got married. It was a beautiful wedding too.
Beautiful. The kids was in it.
Kids was in it. I was in it. I was feeling myself.
Even with the
messed up face. Oh yeah, before that, man, this is crazy. So for like a month, I had what's called Bell's palsy. Never heard of it. I should post a picture like
I don't even think you even posted it at all. Like said anything about it.
I didn't. I do want to talk about it though, right? So one day I wake up. When was this? March?
No. Yeah, it was
February, March.
It was early April because it was before your face got better right before the wedding.
Early April, I wake up one morning. I'm like, man, my face feel like kind of numb, like droopy, kind of. And so I go in the bathroom.
You thought it was something because we had just went somewhere right before. I forgot.
Allergic reaction?
Something.
I thought it was something, right? So I'm brushing my teeth. And then I'm like, maybe I'm just sleepy. So I go to spit the water out. And like, it's only coming out of half of my mouth.
Like how your face is, or your...
Like how you got dental surgery
or
something and your face is numb. So I'm like, that's so weird. So my face is numb. And like, when I go to smile, only half my smile is working.
Right.
And so I'm like, what in the world? So I take some medication like for allergies and stuff. And then I go to urgent care. Was it the same day or the next day?
I think you went like the next day.
I went the next day because I felt fine, but my face wasn't working. Right. Half my face wasn't working. I'm like, this is crazy. Go to urgent care the next day, and now I'm noticing that my eye not blinking. So my whole left side of my face, my smile and my eye not working. I was scared I was gonna have like a stroke or something.
Because when you called your mom, it was his left side. So I guess that's like a sign of
like a stroke or something.
Yeah.
So I went and they told me it wasn't a stroke. They like did some scans and stuff. They told me it's something called Bell's palsy.
No, you went to your dentist too.
I went to the urgent care first though.
Right.
And they told me it's Bell's palsy, and then my mouth was like killing me, so I went to the dentist. But anyway, then I saw my real doctor a few days later. She confirmed that it was Bell's palsy. Basically said it's
rare.
it's rare and there's no real reason why it happens, but it's some type of virus that makes your face stop working. It's kind of like what Justin Bieber had.
But yeah, his was a different.
His was something different, but it was similar. So like literally for a month almost, my left side of my face I couldn't smile, and my eye wouldn't blink. And so it was right before the wedding, so I was terrified. I thought I was like, man, I can't even be in the wedding like this. It looked bad. And then it got a little better right before the wedding. But if you go back and look, you can still tell that it was struggling.
When he smiles, yeah.
And now, even today, my doctors told me it could take like a year to heal all the way, or it could last longer.
Or it could come back, yeah.
So now, sometimes I yawn and like one eye closed and the other one be open. Yeah. And like I'm one of the like best looking men on earth, so I don't understand why it happened to me. You know what I mean?
Cocky.
It's just rare. So I'm happy to have my smile. I've been smiling a lot now, just in case. I never know when it's gonna stop again. Yeah. So
they did give you like a paper of like what you like.
Exercises,
like therapy type. Like you should be chewing your gum more. That's what our dentist said that his dad had it, and
chewing gum helps.
Because the movement.
Yeah. So I still try to do the exercises. But yeah, that was terrifying. I can't believe it. I'm gonna post some pics to see so y'all can see how bad it was.
Do you think it's like the side effects of the booster and all that?
So I ain't gonna snitch, but I was talking to a nurse at my doctor's office, and she asked me if I got the vaccine and the booster and stuff, and I told her yeah. And she was like, on the low, a lot of people with the booster have been coming in there with and been getting diagnosed with Bell's palsy. So she 100% thinks it's from the booster. And she worked at the doctor's office, so she know better than me. Yeah. But she said doctors aren't really saying it's from that because they don't want to freak everybody out. But what that did make me think is I'm good on any more vaccines and boosters.
But even before we knew that,
they're gonna have to come they're gonna have to really scare me again. They had me scared last time.
We found out like somebody we knew had it and it went away, so that made us feel a little better.
Yeah.
I think after
and theirs wasn't from the vaccine because they had it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think after week 2 it kind of like scared us. Like, why is it still here?
Yeah. So I don't want to discourage anybody from getting vaccinated or nothing, but
that's what happened to him. I mean, I'm fully back.
And the nurse could be wrong. It could be just random.
Back in February, we went on our cruise.
That's true. We've been cruising a lot lately. We've been cruising like an old couple.
No.
Cruises is fun though. People be sleeping on cruises. Yeah. Cruises be fun. It do be some older people sometimes, but it be a lot of young people now.
Yeah, you get to meet other people, like kind of network.
Yeah, you do. From all over the place, which is cool.
And then we turned around and went back in May for the kids. We took them. It was a good experience for taking the kids.
Yeah, that was their first time going out the country.
They had a blast. Yeah.
Overall, a lot of trips, a lot of good memories. Now I feel like we kind of settled for the rest of the year. We got a couple more trips, but still, way more time to do the podcast now. Yeah. We'll just call this like season 2. No.
We're just gonna come back like we've never left.
True. So, T-Thought of the week. My thought this week is, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, then that's how you know. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you was gonna stop. I thought you were gonna stop after let it go.
Nah, you stepped on it. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back, that's how you know. We love the podcast and we let it go. Now it's back.
I don't think that works in every situation.
I think it do. You gotta leave your girl once or twice and see if she come back. Got to.
Oh, I'm not coming back.
Got to. I left you early a couple times. You came back. That's how I knew it was real.
No, I don't think you did.
No, I did. Remember that time I kicked you out the apartment?
No, I don't
remember. You stayed in the parking lot for like
exactly,
6 hours.
I didn't leave.
Nah, you left. I thought you left.
I didn't leave.
And I might have texted you like, where you go? And you act like you left. And then you was really in the parking lot the whole time.
I didn't leave.
If you love something, let it go. Then at one time, I let you go. The other time, when we was on the break, remember? You don't remember we was on the break?
No, I don't.
I promise you we was on the break. It was like a 6-hour period. Yeah, we took a break for like 6 hours. You remember that?
6 hours? When?
Never mind. If you don't remember, I don't remember.
So you thought we took a break? Okay.
If you don't remember, I don't remember.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Nah.
I'm not even gonna say nothing on camera. I'm not even gonna entertain that.
See, I respect that. You know why? Because you heal your man back to health. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Oh, you talking about?
You do everything for me.
So you want to talk about is her name Jazzy or something like that?
I don't know.
The Jazzy girl, what she
said
about her man?
Instagram. You got it.
About being submissive.
She made me. It's been a lot of relationship talk on Instagram and stuff lately, and I was like, we gotta talk about that when the podcast comes back.
Yeah, I think she was asked something about like, are you submissive or how are you submissive?
Right. Should we play it or like add it in here or something?
Yeah, that part we will.
We should play. Yeah, we should play the clip.
But I mean, for the most part, I did agree with her. But her
Wait,
situation.
Whitney shared it though. So Whitney agreed.
You
did share it on your story, so you definitely.
But I probably could have like said something else because for the most part, I did agree with her. But it's weird because she's not married to him. It's different It's different being submissive to your husband than boyfriend.
I wish we had I wish our soundboard was working so I could give you some hormones. But that's one part I do agree with, right? I think that clip was like excellent. I take that back. That clip wasn't excellent, but I do think that was a good clip about her talking about how she do everything for her man.
That got everybody riled up.
Making him feel safe and all that stuff was cool. And then I think I might have asked you like, who's she married to? And I think you was like,
she's not married.
She's not. I think she dates somebody.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that she dated Cam Newton. I think one of our friends told me.
Right. And mind you, I could care less who she date or who she's married to.
And they told us that after
I just thought she was married. Because if we're being honest, doing all of that for a boyfriend, that's not correct.
It's not.
That's not correct. You shouldn't be. I would never train like our daughters. We got 3 daughters. I wouldn't tell them to do all of that while dating until you're married, right? Because that's part of the problem. A lot of females take care of these men, try to heal all their childhood trauma, try to teach them how to like love, do therapy, make them a great man, all that stuff. You do all of that stuff for a man that, 1, won't even marry you, 2, brainwash you to think that, marriage is not even important, and then 3, leave you and end up with somebody else and marry them and give them all the great stuff that you showed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying don't treat your boyfriend good. But what I am saying is you have to know when and where, and timing is everything. If you met him a month ago, he don't deserve all that, fam.
And don't get me wrong, being submissive is not a bad thing.
Right.
I think a lot of people get it confused with like being controlled. Yeah,
I would agree.
I don't think that's similar. I like to take care of my man. Not saying that I'm gonna heal him back to health. Yeah.
That line was funny.
Yeah, she kind of took it too far. But I think I seen another video from another female a few days after, and she was like, she would never be a submissive woman because if you think about it, being submissive, you're always under somebody. Like the word sub, you're under water. Submarine is underwater.
See, but I disagree with her too because I do think, and I don't want to confuse the arguments. I do think being submissive to your husband is correct, depending on like how you live your life, what you follow. We Christians, so technically it should be God. Then the husband should be the head of the household. The wife should be submitted, and then the kids and everything. But the way she was putting submitted was making it seem like the wife is under the man. Realistically, though.
But that's how a lot of women view it too.
I know, but they're viewing it wrong. If you submit to your husband, honestly, that's just saying he controls like our household. Honestly, because at the end of the day, it all falls back on the man. Like, I'm gonna make sure we eat. I'm gonna make sure the bills is paid. I do think you should be submissive to your husband, as long as your husband is a good man and is leading y'all the correct way. I feel like marriage don't work if you're not submitted to your husband, because somebody has to be the leader. The whole both of y'all are the head of the household thing, it sounds good in theory, but ultimately I think the head of the household has to be willing to put their life on the line to protect their family. And you know what I mean?
I think I've said before, a lot of females nowadays are more independent.
Yeah.
So they feel like they are like on the same level as the man.
I feel like we are in 2022, the world has changed. One thing that hasn't changed though is that there's still crazy people and there's still good people. But at the end of the day, if we were ever out somewhere with me, you, the kids or something, and something happened, I feel like it's the man's responsibility to put his life on the line and protect his family. Whether that means,
I mean, you would think
taking a bullet or whatever it is, right? If somebody coming at all of us, I would step up, and I would never expect a woman to do that. And that's the only reason why I feel like at the end of the day, the wife should be submissive. Not so he can run over you, control you, any of that. It's because when it comes back down to basic human life, a man puts his life on the line for his family. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, it's kind of common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense. But I get a lot of women want to argue that. I feel like it's mainly like single women that argue that. Even some women in relationships might argue. You never hear like a woman that's been married 20, 30 years talking about she would never be submissive though. That's not normally how it works.
Yeah, it's the single women that are independent, making money, and that are successful.
But this is the thing. I hate when people separate the two, because you can be not independent and still be successful, still make money, still live the same life. Like, if you look at us, you haven't had like a quote unquote job in like 10 years, 11 years or something. But as far as the household goes, like, however successful I get, or however successful the family gets, you're at the same level of success. You know what I mean? You got some women out here that just want to be independent so badly, and they like scrapping like to make it, when you got other women that'll gladly submit to their husband and, take care of the house or do whatever needs to be done while he goes and gets it, and they sitting on yachts and living a good life. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying you gotta, be a housewife. I'm just saying, don't look at submission to a man as a bad thing, as long as you got a good man to submit to.
Yeah.
And you can't really know that in the first 6 months of y'all dating, so you probably shouldn't be scratching his back to go to sleep every night.
I mean, I don't know how long she's dated her man, but it's still different when technically y'all aren't married.
Yeah, it's a thin line, and I get a lot of good points she said. Again,
because
if you're married, I support something.
Yeah, in general, what she said was good, but in her situation it's just not a good look for her.
The one line I do want to talk about, and mind you, that's all alleged, like the situation. I don't even know if she with him or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't even know if she came back and said something when everybody was like scrutinizing her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah.
But I mean, good for her though. That clip did get one thing I do want to talk about is the line like that everybody was kind of pointing at was about her healing her man back to health, which I think is such a negative, not like it's such a bad way of thinking. If you're a woman, I wouldn't want any woman to think that they had that type of power, and I wouldn't want them to think if they can't heal their man back to health that they're not a good woman or a good partner. Because if we're being honest, that was the only part that like really made me laugh because I'm like, there's literally no way you can heal your man back to health. Whatever issues your man has, whether it's issues with his childhood, the way he was brought up, maybe he got issues with his dad or mom or something. If it's issues out in the world, if it's issues financially, whatever the issues are, any real man will tell you like, unless it's God, there's nothing that could heal a man from a lot of this stuff. No matter how good you treat me, I could literally come home every night to warm water, food, and some clean house, some sex, and everything else. Ain't none of that gonna heal whatever issues I have in my heart. That's between a man and God. A woman can't heal that.
Do we know if she was like, did she really mean it, or did she say that because she was like saying everything else?
I mean, I feel like she meant it. She said it, but I just want that to be clear. I don't want no woman out there thinking that they're not a good partner or they're not a good woman
because they can't.
Because they dated a dude and they did everything they could, but he still had anger issues 2 years later because he hates the world. Whatever. You can't heal that. Some stuff you just gotta turn over to God and let them work on your husband or partner or whatever. Them. And you know what? I'll say this, vice versa. No matter how good of a husband I am to you, or no matter how good a husband is to his wife, he can buy her everything, he can pay the bills, he can, give them a nice house, he can love them, tell them they're beautiful, all of that. There's certain hurt that a woman has in her heart that a man can't heal no matter how hard he tries, right?
Yeah.
Like my wife has whatever issues she may be dealing with personally that she may tell me about it, but I didn't realize over the last 12 years, it's nothing I could do about it. Some stuff she just got to pray about and figure out on her own. But no matter how much I bring it up, I can't heal her back to health. I can buy her every bag, rubber bag, all of that.
I think in general, a lot of females feel like they have the power to heal their husbands, or not even husbands, their spouse or anybody, friend.
Yeah, it's a bad narrative to live off of. Like I don't care how much you talk to a person. You could be a therapist, hug them, all that.
I was just gonna say the feeling of like talking to somebody and telling your friend that whatever's going on, that female's gonna feel like they're helping you out in general.
And they are, I think. Like I do think it's good to talk to each other. Like I feel like everybody needs a best friend, especially females need a best friend they can talk to about stuff. So I do think they're helping. And I think any healthy relationship is about communication. Like we talk all the time and I feel like it helps. But I don't think you can heal me back to health with certain ways I feel in my heart about certain situations. Like if I'm going to work every day, especially like I use like a black man example. If we go to work every day, we know the world, this country especially, is racist. We deal with all type of stuff out there. We get treated unfairly, might get pulled over, might get shot, whatever. No matter how much you love me, you can't heal that back to health. You know what I mean? All you can do is support me and say you love me, but there's no way to heal certain stuff back. It just is what it is. It's life. But besides that, I do agree with most of
what she said. Yeah.
Most of what she said. Yeah. And I do think you should submit to your husband. Quote, keyword, your husband.
Yeah. Because I
don't think you should be submitting to somebody that you're dating that won't marry you.
I mean, so before we got married year 3.
Okay.
I feel like
3?
Yeah, we was 3 years in.
Okay. Nah, go ahead.
It kind of sound bad, but
No, that wasn't bad. 3 years ain't bad. 3 years ain't bad. You wasn't
like
submitted to me though for those 3 years.
Okay, I know that. I feel like the first 3 years we was just trying to make it. We got together, got pregnant quick, had the second kids right after a year later. So I don't think I was actually being submissive. I was just there. I think we was just trying to make it work. Our relationship work.
Yeah.
We didn't go into depth of like our feelings with each other, which it kind of sounds bad, but we was young.
Life. Yeah, that's life.
We was young, and now.
And we've said several times on this podcast, we wouldn't suggest other people to do it that way.
Right. I think the major factor was we was young. We had kids early, and we was just trying to keep ourselves together, being sane, you know.
That's why sometimes though it's hard for me to take relationship advice from people on Instagram or people that are single or people that are in a relationship but it ain't been 10 years yet. Like everybody's at different stages. So like I get most of my marriage advice from people that's been married 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of advice I seek from people that have only been married for 1 year or just got together a year ago, whatever. And I could see why people listening to us would say they ain't been married long enough to tell me nothing. Now we've been together 12 years now, married 8.
It'll be 8 years.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, something like that. But either way, I would get why somebody married 20 years would tell us like, y'all don't know everything yet, just keep living. Because I promise you, marriage is very difficult. And that's why a lot of people that be like seeking a partner, it's a beautiful thing, but it's also a hard thing. And it takes away like all of like your selfishness.
I was just gonna say, I think everybody has a little selfish in them. But once you become married, a union, you kind of gotta let that go when technically you don't want to. Because you want to do things on your own in your way, but you really can't when you're with somebody, have kids, have a family. Yeah. You gotta kind of compromise on.
Yeah, marriage will definitely make you have to tuck all your selfish stuff. And that's why, like, it's funny sometimes if you talk to people not married yet, and they talk about, like, oh, this is what I would do for my man, or this is what I would do for my girl if we was married.
Easier said than done.
It's so easy to say it when it's not reality until you're faced with it. And there's so many days you want to be like, man, I want to walk away from this. I want to go do my own thing. Yeah. And that's where that's where marriage is really hard work. It's easy to like love your man, do everything for him when y'all are just dating, when y'all are both making money, everything is great, no kids involved yet, all of that. It's like, oh, where we going tonight? Oh yeah, I take care of my man, blah, 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 blah. You ain't even seen him go through anything yet. You haven't even seen him like show interest, like another girl's picture or something. Like you haven't even lived with him for full time yet for 8, 10 years. Like you don't. I tell people all the time, like whenever when a Whitney friend start dating somebody or something, I'm like, yo, a man could lie to you for like a good 6 months. I'm fully married, 4 kids, at home every night with my family. I can make a girl believe that I'm a single man for at least 3 months. You can pull it off. And it's just reality. Like, these dudes be out here lying. And y'all be believing it. But I also understand that you got to be optimistic about finding a partner. So you kind of got to believe it sometimes. But just don't be stupid, though.
Yeah. And I think going back to being submissive, in our relationship, I feel like I just started being submissive not too long ago.
Yeah. And that's why I say, like, marriage is hard. Like you said, the first 3 years, we were trying to find our footing just with kids, and then we got married, and we were going on marriage for like 8 years. Yo, I would say probably a couple years ago we just started talking about this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Probably like with the podcast, like for so long you just be married and just go through life, especially if you're not coming from like money. Like we waking up every day figuring out how we gonna get it.
Yeah.
All right, let's feed the family. Let's take care. Let's go whatever. All right, boom. Go to sleep. Do it again the next day. Go to sleep. Do it again the next day. You don't even realize how you feel about each other for real. And what I don't want to do, I didn't want us to wait till all our kids is grown and then start talking to each other. You know, like I wanted to start that now.
I think that's how it was back in the day. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't really being submissive. They were trying to find, because back then you don't really know yourself.
Right.
You don't.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay, just
back. Say that. Where you gonna finish that? But yeah, we just started really talking about that and submitting to each other a couple years ago maybe.
I mean, it was some like certain stuff I did. I feel like I was being submissive, like about like.
You always been like a loving person.
Yeah, so I like to take care of people. That's how I am. But
there's a big difference in that though.
Yeah.
You've always been loving, like as far as taking care of me, taking care of the house, all that stuff. That still don't mean you submitted though to your husband. Like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like it's like a small part of being submissive.
And I would say the last few years is when that really like started taking place. And what's crazy, this is my last nugget, and then we're gonna wrap it up. We'll see y'all next episode. My last nugget is for on a submissive topic. We might have to follow up next episode. But my last thing is, and this is just a principle in life. The more you submit to anything, the more you get back in return, and that thing will like submit to you. So I'm not lying. The more Whitney submits to me and like follows my leadership and believe in me and all of that, it makes me want to give that back to her 100 times over. Like, if a woman really believe in you and is like, all right, what's the vision, what we doing? And I see that she believe in me and is like submitted and whatever you need me to do, like we'll do it. Then that makes me want to turn around like, man, I got to give her whatever she can, like anything she want in life.
And trust me,
I want to give her.
It's not easy because I be having my own thoughts and opinions of what he be wanting to do.
Right.
Like I still tell him how it is and how I feel, but I'm still under his lead, and I trust him.
And mind you, I'm receptive to anything she say as far as how she feels about something. But the older I get, the more I'm also like, man, I gotta be a man and make decisions and lead, because look how fast time flies. I'm gonna be 31 this week. We got together and we was like 19. And I'm like, yo, we've done a lot over the past 11, 12 years, but there's so much more I want to accomplish before we get older. So I have to start taking certain steps and leading. And the more she believes in me, that helps increase my faith, and then we just keep going from there. You know what I mean? But I think this was a good episode, Bat. Stick with us. My mouth dry. I'm tired of talking. I gotta use talking again.
We definitely will be back. Are we doing every week or every 2 weeks?
I'm trying to do every week. Whitney want to do every 2 weeks, but we definitely coming back next week after this.
Yeah.
It's my birthday today. I'm gonna go celebrate, have a drink of my choice. I ain't say I was getting drunk. I said have a drink. Eat
be
some
coffee
good food.
for all we know.
Yeah, it could be coffee, could be a Capri Sun. You know what I mean? Eat some good food. Drop some new merch. We've been working hard on our clothing brand.
As y'all can see, I'm wearing one of the new drops.
Whitney's wearing one right now.
There's actually a few drops on there.
We got the Fly Parent Club stuff coming.
Yeah.
That's going to be a whole club for all the fly parents out there. And we increased like the quality on all our stuff. I'm gonna start being. I saw a clip that somebody put up about being proud of what you do and stop like acting shy about it. I'm proud of all of
I mean, no matter what, the price is the price. No matter what.
That's a fact. Price is the price.
Inflation is high.
I'm not lowering the prices back down either. We went through that. We went through the $10 t-shirt phase, and I don't know how them people make money.
I think, yeah, we went long enough.
Yeah, we did it long enough. And anybody that ever ordered from us, they know we show love anyway. Half the time we send you a free shirt, just for showing support. But yeah, our quality's getting better. All the new products is better. So we turn it up. You got anything else?
No, just have a blessed week.
And then Whitney finna hook me up for my birthday tonight.
Happy birthday, babe.
Nah, tell me later. Don't tell me now. Tell me later.
Look, I'm going to sleep early tonight.
Nah, tell me later. Tell me later.